Good morning, grade 3. So for this day, we're going to answer in our English 3 learning activity sheets. In the quarter 3 of week 5 and week 6, we have 2 lessons. One lesson is for week 5 and another lesson is on week 6. So on week 5, we have elements of an informational or factual text, while the week 6 has words with long A, I, O, and U sound ending in E. So these are the following lessons that we're going to discuss for week 5 and week 6. So now let us continue our lesson by looking at the page that we're going to discuss and answer for this day. Okay? So now you have there the page that you will look for in your module. Kindly please check in your module the elements of an informational or factual text. So let us read the background information in order for us to understand our lesson for this day. Come on, let's read. This is Luis. He is an architect. An architect is a person who designs buildings, but today, architect Luis will help us design some of informational text. The way an informational text is designed is called text structure. 5 ways of designing a text. Number 1, description. A text written using this structure provides details and characteristics about the topic. Keywords used are, for example, like and to illustrate. It answers questions like, what is being described? What is it like? What is important to remember? Number 2, sequence. A text written using this structure provides a sequence of events or steps in a process. Keywords are first, next, then, finally, after, before, during, now, last, in the middle, and at the end. It answers the questions, what events or steps do I take? What do I do next? Do they always happen in this order? Number 3, compare and contrast. A text written using this structure discusses the similarities and differences between 2 or more topics. Keywords. Keywords used are both, same as, similar to, different from, in contrast, in comparison, alike. On the other hand, neither, unlike, and just like. It answers the questions, what two things are being compared? How are they similar? How are they different? Number 4, problem and solution. A text written using this structure tells about a problem and looks for solutions. Keywords used are, the question is, to solve this, the problem is, the solution is, issue, cause, fix, solve, therefore, as a result, leads to, since, and so. It answers the questions, what is a problem? How can we solve it? Now let's go to the next page of your module. Number 5, cause and effect. A text written using this structure tells about something that happened and why it happened. Keywords used are as a result, because of, since, so, consequently, due to, so then, and therefore. It answers the questions: what happened? Why did it happen? What caused it to happen? What was the effect? Next time you read an informational text, think about architect Lewis and the structure of the text. So again, there are 5 ways in defining or creating a text. First is description. Architects are people who design buildings. They create blueprints and plan the look of the building. So when you're saying description, you are mainly describing. Sequence. First, an architect comes up with an idea, then he puts it down on in a paper, in a form of a blueprint. So when we say sequence, it has a step, it has a process. Next is compare and contrast. Architects and engineers are both designing buildings. However, an architect focuses on the look and feel, while the engineer focuses on whether the design is safe and sound. Problem solution. The architect designs not fit in with and rest of the plans. He could change the color of the design and create a new one. So there is also a problem and solution in every designing of a text. And last is cause and effect. The architect's plan would require them to go over the budget. As a result, they had to cut out some of the special design or features. So when we say cause and effect, it has something to do that has relationship, that it tells something and what will happen to it and why it happened. So remember grade 3, the 5 informational or factual text elements. So they are description, sequence, compare and contrast, problem and solution, cause and effect. So I guess you've already understand our lesson for this day. Let us move on to our activity on the next page of your module. Look at this page on your video and look for it in your module. That's activity 1. So there are 5 numbers in your answer sheet wherein you will only write the letter of the correct answer. You will choose from letters A, B, C, D, and E. A is for description, B is sequence, C, compare and contrast, D, problem and solution, E, cause and effect. Sa Tagalog po, mga bata, mga magulang, pipiliin po nila yung mga nasa letter A hanggang E sa pagbabasa nila ng mga pangungusap or sentence mula 1 to 5. Tandaan natin grade 3 kapag description ay para lamang itong nagdi-describe. Pag sequence naman, para lang naman siyang nagbibigay ng isang stages or proseso or yung kung paano yung pagkakasunod-sunod. Pag compare and contrast naman, ibig sabihin, kinukumpara niya ang isang bagay sa isa pang bagay. Tapos, ang letter D, problem and solution, yung tungkol naman sa isang problema at mayroong kaakibat na solusyon. At ang panghuli, ang cause and effect, ibig sabihin, Kung meron itong sanhi, may bunga ang kaakibat niyang nakasulat. So ngayon, babasahin nyo na ang 1 to 5 or yung number 1 muna. Tapos piliin nyo kung A, B, C, D, or E ang sagot. Tara, subukin natin. Let us answer number 1. In our garage, a spider makes a cobweb. It goes in and out, and around and around. Every morning, the cobweb is there. Now, grade 3, what do you think is that? Is it A, description, B, sequence, C, compare and contrast, D, problem and solution, E, cause and effect? What do you think is it? If your answer in number 1 is letter A, description, it's correct. Number 1 is letter A. How about number 2? The family had to move because Jana's mom has or got a new job in the city. Remember the word because. Saan natin pwede makita yung because sa mga limang yan? Yun yung keyword niya, because. Correct. Number 2 is letter E, cause and effect. Okay. Now, how about number 3? Flip and Flap are two jolly elves. Flip was very tall and thin, while Flap was short and stout. So they looked an odd pair. O yan, parang pinagkukumparahan sila, di ba? So nasabi ko na kanina yan. Pag nagkukumpara, ano siya? Okay, so number 4 and 5. 3, 4, and 5 kayo nang sasagot dyan. You may pause the video and then play it after answering activity 1 so that we can do the next activity in our module. Okay, so you're done with activity 1. Now let's move on to activity number 2. All you have to do is to match the column A to column B by writing the correct letter of the answer on your answer sheet. Now look at number 1. It provides a sequence of events or steps in a process. What do you call that? Remember, it's about sequence of events or process or step by step. So what's the answer? If your answer is letter E, sequence, that is correct. Number 2, it tells about something that happened and why it happened. What do you think is it? Number 2, it tells about something that happened and why it happened. If your answer is letter A in number 2, that is correct. Cause and effect is number 2. Number 3, it tells similarities and differences between two or more topics. Yan, yung parang nagkukumpara sila. That's number 3. Oh, nasabi ko na yata yung sagot. What is the answer in number 3? Okay, I think you know the answer. So you may continue answering number 3, 4, and 5 now. You may pause the video and then play it after you answer activity 2. Now, we are going to continue activity number 3. But before that, we will read the story below so that we can answer the letters A and B for numbers 1 and 2 question. Come on, let's read the selection. Babies and their 100 more bones. Babies have around 100 more bones than adults. Babies have about 300 bones at birth, with cartilage between many of them. This helps them pass through birth canal and also allows for faster growth. With age, many of bones joined together, leaving 206 bones that make up an average adult skeleton. Okay, so in Tagalog po, ang binasa natin mga bata at grade 3, mga mag-aaral, mga magulang na nakikinig, ay tungkol po sa mga buto ng mga baby. Ang buto daw ng mga baby ay more than 100 sa buto natin na mga nakatatanda. At kahit kayong mga bata, no? Alam nyo ba na nung baby tayo ay meron tayong mahigit kumulang sa 300 na buto. At ang mga butong ito ang siyang nakatutulong sa atin upang tayo ay makagalaw at makalabas mula sa mga sinapupunan ng ating mga magulang. Sa bawat paglaki at pagtanda natin, ang mga ibang buto na nasa mahigit kumulang na 300 ay nagdidikit-dikit upang makabuo ng panibagong mahaba at malaking buto na bahagi ng ating katawan. Kaya naman, nagiging na lamang 206 ang buto natin pag tayo ay matatanda na. Ayan. So, mas marami ang buto ng baby kaysa sa buto nating mga nakatatanda. Pero syempre, mas malakas ang buto nating mga nakatatanda kaysa sa buto ng mga baby. Yan ha? So, ngayon, grade 3, sagutin na natin ang numbers 1 and 2 sa pamamagitan lamang ng pagsagot sa mga ito. Yan. Number 1, sabi niya, write at least 2 facts that show comparison and contrast from the text. O yan ha, yung maaari nyong masagot dyan ay yung pagkakaiba ng buto ng baby at buto ng mga nakatatanda. Pero kailangan English ang sagot natin, okay? So you may say that babies have around 100 more bones than adults. Yan, no? Makikita nyo dyan sa nakasulat. So, yun ang kopyahin nyo. Babies have around 100 more bones than adults. Tapos, ano pa? Yung pangalawang pangungusap. Babies have about 300 bones at birth with cartilage between many of them. O kaya pwede rin yung putulin na babies have about 300 bones at birth, while 206 bones in adults. Yan. Okay, so yung number 2 naman, sabi, write at least 2 facts that show description from the text. So yung nagdi-describe o yung parang naglalarawan. Pwede kayong humanap dyan sa nakasulat sa ating mga sentence selection na binasa nyo, or you may write your own descriptive sentence. Okay, so you may now pause the video. Maaari nyo munang i-pause ang video na to. Then you may play it after you finish so that we can continue to our next lessons and activity. Alright, so we're done with week 3 lesson. Now let's move on with week 4 lesson. I'm sorry. Week 5 lesson a while ago. Now it's week 6. The words with long A, I, O, and U sound, ending in E. So let's read the background information so that you would understand more of our lesson. Words with short vowel sounds can change into words with the long vowel sounds by adding the letter E at the end of the words. The letter E added is a silent letter because it is not sounded. Examples, the short A sound and the long A sound. So we have this short A sound like at, hat, mad, car. Now let's see the long A sound. Ate, hate, made, care. Okay, so napansin nyo ba grade 3 na magkaiba sila? Ang isang letter A, short sound siya, maikli. At, hat, mad, car. Oh. Yung isa naman, letter A din siya, pero long A siya. Like, ate, hate, made, care. Subukan nyo nga para mapansin yung pagkakaiba. Alright. Now, okay, very good. Now, look at the short I sound naman. So, may malikli din daw na I or letter I na tunog at meron ding mahabang I na tunog. Let's see. Bit, fin, kit, pin. Ulitin nga natin, sabayan niyo ako. Bit, fin, kit, pin. Correct. Now, how about the long I sound? Yung mahabang letter I, ha? O, pakinggan niyo muna ako, tapos mamaya tayo sabay. Bite, fine, kite, pine. Okay, sabayan niyo nga ako, grade 3. Bite, fine, kite, pine. Okay, correct. Now, kayo nga mag-isa. Yung dalawa, yung bit, fin, kit, pin, tapos bite, fine, kite, pine. 1, 2, 3, go. Correct. Ang galing magbasa. Nakasunod ba ang iba? Okay, now let's go to short O sound. Yung O daw ay mayroon ding short sound or yung maikling tunog na O. At meron din long O sound. Kapag long, mahaba. Mahaba yung O. O, tignan natin ha. Short O sound. Hop, rod, knot, cup. Again, hop, rod, knot, cup. How about the long O sound, yung habang O? Hope, road, note, cope. Yan. So, let's do it once more. Sabay-sabay tayo mula doon sa hop, rod, knot, cup. 1, 2, 3, go. Hop, rod, knot, cup. Isa pa. Hop, rod, knot, cup. Okay. How about yung long O sound? Already, sabay ha. Go. Hope, road, note, cope. Okay, one more. Hope, road, note, cope. Very good. Now, let's go to short U sound. U, yung U sound natin. Short U. So, maikling U lang. Tapos yung isa naman, long U or long U sound. Pero lahat ng mga yan nag-i-end sa letter E, no? Tignan nyo, pansinin nyo. Letter E yung pinakahuling letter sa bawat salita. O, let's go with short U sound. Cut, tub, hug, cub. Sabayan nyo nga ako. Cut, tub, hug, cub. O, kayo nga. O, ready. Kayo lang ha. 1, 2, 3, go. Very good. O, doon naman tayo susunod. Long U sound. O, let's see. Mahabang U. Ako muna, tas kayo mamaya. O, pakinggan nyo muna ako. Cute. Tube. Huge. Cube. Okay, sabayan nyo nga ako. 1, 2, 3, go. Cute. Tube. Huge. Cube. Very good. Okay, ngayon, kayo naman. O, grade 3. Kayo lang ha. 1, 2, 3, go. Very good. Nakasunod ba ang iba? Okay. So, kung papansin ninyo grade 3, lahat ng yan ay letter E lahat nagtatapos. No? Yung mga salita. Yung ate, hate, made, care. Sabayan nyo nga ako ulit. 1, 2, 3, go. Ate, hate, made, care. O yun namang isa. Yung meron ding isa huling mga salita. Yung long I. Go. Bite, fine, kite, pine. Okay, o yun namang isa. Long O sound. Ready? Hope, road, note, cope. Very good. Now, yung huli, yung long U sound. Ready? Go. Cute, tube, huge, cube. Very good. Okay. So, ngayon, marunong na tayong magbasa, ha? We're very good in reading. So, now, we are going to answer the activities on our lesson for week 6. Punta na tayo sa next page. Okay, now look at activity 1 in your answer sheet. There is 1 to 5. Now, all you have to do in the directions, it says, read the sentences. Choose the words with long vowel sounds ending in letter E and write them on your notebook or in your answer sheet. So, tingnan nyo yung mga pangungusap dyan sa 1 to 5, grade 3. Piliin daw natin yung may mga long vowel sound. Yung kagaya kanina, yung mga long A, long I, long O, at long U sound na may letter E na salita. Meron siyang letter E na letter sa bawat salita yung merong long vowel. O sige, hanapin natin sila ha. Let's read first 1 to 5 of the sentences para malaman nyo kung ano sila. Number 1, the cake is sweet. O, lindon nyo narinig yung mahaba. The cake is sweet. Tapos may letter E sa huli. O, alam nyo na yan. Number 2, do you know how to fly a kite? Do you know how to fly a kite? O, alin dyan yung may letter E sa huli na salita at mahaba yung sound niya. Next, number 3. There is a bike in the park. There is a bike in a park. O, ano yun? Ano yung may letter E sa huli na word? Tapos mahaba yung sound niya ng vowel. Number 4. I go home after school. I go home after school. O, yung may letter E ulit yung hanapin nyo. Yun yung sagot. Next. Batman has a black cape. Blackman tuloy. Batman has a black cape. O, alin dyan yung may letter E sa huli at mahaba yung vowel niya. Okay, so I think you know all the answers. So now let us answer activity number 2. If you're not yet done writing, kung di pa tapos magsulat ng sagot, i-pause nyo muna ang video na to at i-play muli pagkatapos para sa next activity natin. Okay, there you are. That's activity number 2. It says there, copy 5 words with long vowel sound and silent E, like cake. Oh, look at the example, cake. Now, all you have to do is to find another word with letter E at the last part and with long vowel. So, piliin daw ninyo yung mga salita dyan sa puzzle na mahaba yung vowel niya, yung tunog, at may letter E sa huli. Sige nga, hanap nga kayo dyan. O, sige ha, sasabihin ko yung mga sagot pero gusto ko hanapin nyo sila. Merong face, cute, home, like, gate. Yan. O, wag nyo na susulat kasi yung cake. Yung cake na sulat na. So, hindi na pwedeng sagot yung cake. Yun na lang mga sinabi ko. Face, cute, home, gate, like. Yan, no? So, isulat nyo muna yung mga sagot. You may pause the video and then play it after writing the answer so that we can continue to our next lesson or activity. Okay, I think this is the last in our activity, activity number 3. So, you are going to write a sentence on the following words with long vowel sound ending in E. So, gamitin nyo yung mga salitang yan, yung case, late, nose, hide, mute. Gamitin nyo yung mga yan, gawa kayo ng sarili nyong pangungusap or sentence. O, halimbawa, my phone has a beautiful cellphone case. O, di ba? Pwede rin, the case of my mother broke. O, nasira daw yung case ng mama niya, ilalagyan ng nanay niya. Ano pa? Pwedeng iba-iba dyan, ha? You may also use Google search in order for you to be helped in writing a sentence. Simple sentence only, ha? Ang gamitin natin. Huwag yung komplikado. Baka ang haba, hindi na magkasya dyan sa answer sheet nyo. Okay? So you may pause the video for a while, answer numbers 1 to 5, and then you may play after finishing your activity. Pag natapos na, i-play muli para sa ating susunod na gagawin. Alright, congratulations, you are finished, you are done with your activity. Magaling, okay? So you're done with week 5 and week 6 of your quarter 3 English 3 lesson. So that will be all. If you're finished, kindly ask your parents to check it. Ipakita sa mga magulang, ipacheck kung tama ang mga ginawa nyo. At kung okay na, itago na ang inyong mga answer sheet at ang inyong module sa inyong learning packet. And don't forget to wash your hands because right now, we have a virus called COVID-19. In order for us to be safe, wash your hands properly and then put alcohol in your hands so that you will be safe and you will be free from any diseases caused by the virus. Okay? So yun lamang grade 3. Maraming salamat at magandang buhay.